Donald Trump has announced that he will impose a 10% tariff on all imported goods to the United States, in addition to the tariffs already in place. He made this statement while commenting on the decision of the United States Supreme Court, which ruled that the U.S. president broke the law when he unilaterally imposed tariffs on many countries around the world last year. Alexander Muzychuk will tell us how Trump's customs policy has affected American business.
Trump's tariff wars continue, but this time they are taking place within the United States. The U.S. Supreme Court has overturned some of his tariffs. The judges decided that the president violated the law when he imposed tariffs against many countries around the world, using a law that can only be applied in cases of national emergencies. The court ruled that Trump should have obtained Congress's approval and now accuses him of usurping power. However, Trump, as usual, did not delay in responding.
Now the court has given me the undeniable right to ban the import of all sorts of things into our country, to destroy the economies of foreign states. Today I will sign an order to introduce an additional 10% global tariff in accordance with Article 122, in addition to our regular tariffs that are already being collected.
Trump stated that the Supreme Court's decision made the president's powers to regulate trade stronger and clearer, not the other way around. He plans to use other methods that will allow him to impose higher tariffs. Also, in Trump's opinion, the Supreme Court was under the influence of foreign interests when it made its decision, and this needs to be investigated.
And we are also launching several investigations to protect our country from unfair trade practices by other countries and companies.
Trump's tariff wars with the whole world have primarily burdened Americans themselves. Because of Trump's tariffs, which were supposed to bring prosperity, prices inside the country, on the contrary, soared sharply. The dollar is depreciating against global currencies, and many small businesses in the U.S. that import goods from abroad have found themselves on the brink of bankruptcy.
I would say that we import about 50% of our ingredients, many of them from Germany, New Zealand, and England.
In Detroit, once the famous city of American car manufacturers, entrepreneurs are also not thrilled with Trump's actions. Reviving the American auto industry here has not been successful. Repair shops complain about the rising cost of original car parts compared to Chinese ones. This is a consequence of Trump's effectively lost tariff war against China, despite so-called victories against the rest of the world.
Chinese spare parts are getting cheaper, while prices for original parts are rising sharply. We would be glad if prices for original parts went down and they became much cheaper than the Chinese ones, so that they would be produced here, which would be a big advantage for us. But now it seems to me that more spare parts will be coming specifically from China.
Let me remind you, Trump started trade wars at the beginning of last year, which led to a sharp decline in the markets. Then he quickly backtracked, lifting tariffs for a number of countries, and this news caused a sharp surge in U.S. stock indices. The subsequent pause in the application of tariffs made Trump's opponents wonder whether he was engaging in insider trading or manipulating the stock market. The point is that some of his people could have made large profits by buying up stocks during the market downturn. Such actions are considered a crime under American law. Alexander Muzychuk, Vikna program on STB United News.